Hall of Fame. Here's Booker T and Brad Gilmore.
Welcome inside the Hall of Fame, guys. I'm Booker T, 6-time world champ, 2-time Hall of Famer. Got my man Brad Gilmore here with me, as always. And I tell you, man, what a day. What a day it's been. It's hot here in the H. Just to give you guys a little weather bulletin real quick. It's been close to 100 today in Houston. So I've been trying to stay on chill mode and stay inside in the cool AC today. And I tell you, man, it's been a good day. Me and Rover, my new puppy, we just been chilling. Actually, we went to the pet store earlier, and it's cool. You could take the dog inside the store with you, and he's barking at everybody, So yeah, man, it's been just a relaxation day. The fam's still out on vacation. They'll be back tonight late, like 11:45 or something like that. So yeah, man, just been a quiet day around the house. What about yourself, bro?
Well, you know what? It pays to have family who knows about air conditioning, right? My brother-in-law, big shout out to my brother-in-law, Gary, who actually, I think that you met my brother-in-law before. I think he helped with some AC stuff way back in the day for you, I believe.
Yeah.
He came over and looked at the AC. Now I had this whole ticket in with a warranty company. I won't say their name. They're telling me it's a week before they can come out. There's a lot of drama.
A week.
And you know how hot it was in my house yesterday? 91 degrees indoors, right? So brother-in-law Gary came out, he looked at it, and he fixed it in literally 5 minutes. He said, oh, this is a capacitor that's out. I got one in my truck. Let me go grab it. Grabs a capacitor, switches it out. Cold AC again. Now, I said, how much would they have charged me if I just called somebody to come do this? He said, probably about $450. I said, how much is that part? He said, less than 10.
Yeah, man. They can get you, man. Trust me. I know, man. I got a little work being done right now. I don't even want to say what kind of work I'm being done, just because I don't want to put them on blast. You'll know exactly what I'm talking about. But I tell you, man, they're trying to get deep into the pockets. I don't know if it's because of this recession or what, man, but everything seemed like it's a little higher right now. So I'm just trying to bear with it.
Yeah, man. Well, obviously we got some super chats coming in already right now.
Well, before the super chats even get started, man, let me clear up a couple of things, man. I hate having to put out fires more than anything, but it was this one site that I came upon today, and it had an article in there, and it was a quote, supposedly my words, but it was from bodyslam.net, and it said Booker T advises Sasha Banks not to join AEW. Now, I don't know when I said that. I don't know if I ever said that. Matter of fact, I'm 100% sure I never said, I never advised Sasha Banks. Seems like when you're advising someone, you actually, wouldn't you have to be talking to that person?
Yeah, I would say so.
To advise them? I'm just trying to figure out, because certain words I might not know the right definition. So I'm just wondering. Normally, advise mean you're talking to someone to tell them to do something or not. I've never talked to Sasha Banks about anything. I've never advised her on anything. I said, it may not be a good decision for her to go to AEW right now. I did say that. So I just want to throw bodyslam.net, guys. If anybody out there ever click on this site, you might think it's fake news because that is definitely fake news. And I just want to get that out there. All the sites out there that put out clickbait going forward, we're gonna make you famous. All right, that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna make you famous and let the world know exactly what you guys are doing.
Yeah, I mean, I saw the same thing from bodyslam.net, and they failed to put in there and I think that conversation was about 5-6 minutes, and 6 minutes of that, or however long it was, the overwhelming majority is what I'm trying to say, was us you and I discussing how great Sasha Banks is and how she can make it outside of wrestling and be successful because she's got a star quality. I believe your exact quote is she's that chick and her legacy is cemented as one of the best women to ever do it. I believe that was the conversation. I brought up the fact that Tony Khan should give her a call if she becomes available. I think you said, where's the depth of the, not so much where's the depth of the women's division, but after Britt Baker and Thunder Rosa, like kind of what's out there for Sasha, which I actually think is valid. And I could, go against it at the same time. I think the valid point is AEW at times, and WWE has been guilty of this as well. So I'm not just picking on AEW, doesn't put enough emphasis on the women at times, right? They can be at times an afterthought. And I think that's a reason why it could be a potential for Sasha Banks to not be creatively satisfied there. But she very well could be. Her coming in could elevate the entire thing. We don't know. But I think that was the only thing that was said about AEW at all. At all.
Yeah. But that's what they run with.
And let's set the record straight. There are a lot of great women in AEW, right? I don't think that was.
That's what I was just going to say. After I made that comment, somebody had put together a montage of names in AEW that perhaps Sasha Banks could actually go against, and it was a pretty good long list of names. And there again, taking nothing away from those names or anything like that, I'm thinking with Sasha, it's not going to be all about the match. Okay, it's about the star power.
The draw.
I'm talking about exactly. I mean, so. It's a lot of women there that she can go in the ring and wrestle. But I'm talking
great
about
matches.
Yeah, and have great matches. You know what I mean? But I'm talking about star power. There again, you just said it a minute ago. With Sasha, elevate, those girls. There again, that might be something that could happen also. So that was just my opinion. But there again, I never advised Sasha Banks. And I say this emphatically, I've never advised Sasha Banks to not join AEW. That's her choice to join wherever she wants. And I'm gonna, hey, like my mama used to say, if you like it, I love it.
Yes.
So that's the way I look at that situation right there. So that's my take on that. I just wanted to let the world know, as well as bodyslam.net goes, that I did not advise anyone. And if you're going to quote me, just quote me verbatim, and I think you'll still get the hot take.
Yeah, I mean, just full context, guys. I feel like we're broken records on this show, though. You know what I mean? And I don't have an issue with anybody's opinion so long as
you know what it is, man. I'm gonna just put it out there, man. I'm gonna just go ahead and put it out. It's cancel culture. It's a lot of people out there, I think, feel like if they could put as many negative takes as they possibly can on Booker T saying something about AEW, the world is going to turn on Booker T. But I just want to let these sites know, man. I go do conventions and stuff like that all the time, and man, and the fans always let me know how much love they have for Booker T anywhere around the world, because I've always given it back to them. I know it sounds cliche, but I've always said if it wasn't for the fans, there would be no Booker T, because I know where I come from. 5942 South Month Street, Houston, Texas, South Park, Texas. So I know exactly where I come from. I know that hood. And the thing is, I don't ever want to forget where I came from. More importantly.
100%, man. So if y'all want to say something, say it. I mean, just my thing is, I don't have a problem if you don't agree with your opinion. Because here's the thing, I don't agree with everything Booker says. Booker doesn't agree with everything that I say. We talk about that sometimes, right? But you can disagree with it online if you would like to, but just make sure you have the full context of the conversation. Because not once, because the other thing is people were quoting that bodyslam.net article and saying, Booker T, there he goes again, hating on Sasha Banks. It's like, there was no hate to Sasha at all. Like, none. Zero.
They obviously didn't even listen to
That's the thing that makes me upset.
Listen to the show, because like I say, what we said, and everybody that was inside the Hall of Fame listening to us talk about it, they know exactly what we said. So those are the only people that we really need to really be trying to get our word out to. People that just want to look at the comment and then comment on it without knowing any of the context of what someone just fed you. That's like eating a crap sandwich and you just eat it. You know what I mean? You don't even know what's in between the bread. You just eat it. That's what people do these days. They just eat crap sandwiches all day long without any question at all. That's what we have.
But if you do have a question, and if there's a topic on your mind that you want Booker T or myself to comment on, super chat it in and we will read it. We avoid nothing on this show, contrary to reports.
Yeah, look here. I stand by everything that I say on this show because you know what? I'm big enough to step on some toes. I'm big enough to step on some toes and keep on walking. Chat. Hey, guys, we got to take a break. Stick around. We'll be back in a minute.
My name is Dan Miller, and I'm trained to be a professional wrestler here at Reality of Wrestling. Professional wrestling has been part of my life for as long as I can remember. Growing up, I would have the toys, I would have matches with stuffed animals, I had a little paper championship. I always had that voice in the back of my head saying, can you do this? Can you really be a pro wrestler? And one day that voice got so loud, I just had to know. So I did my research, and I found that Reality of Wrestling is the best training ground in the whole country. You could sit down and turn on the TV every night of the week to watch pro wrestling, and you'll see someone who got their start in this ring. Reality of Wrestling teaches you everything you need to know about the business, from putting together the ring to putting together a TV show. This is a place where you can come and work on your fundamentals, work on your body, work on your interview skills. This is a one-stop shop for everything pro wrestling. If you have that voice in the back of your head, now is the time to find out if you have what it takes here at Reality of Wrestling.
Can you dig it, sucker? Shub. Welcome back inside the Hall of Fame, guys. And yeah, man, we just cruising here inside the Hall of Fame today, giving you everything that you want, guys, as far as champagne wishes. We got it. Caviar dream. We got it. Whatever you guys want is here inside the Hall of Fame. ESPN 97.5, 92.5, bringing it to you, myself and my man, Brad Gilmore. What we got, Brad? What we got?
Well, before we get any more super chats, I do want to say, because I know people are on high alert for anything that comes out of this show, and you're always looking to comment on something. So make sure you make a comment about the big 5-on-5 match going down at Reality of Wrestling, Team Sharmell versus Team Booker, Summer of Champions 8. It's going down at the second Saturday in July. I believe that's July the 9th. Yes, it is. And tickets are available at realitywrestling.com. This is our biggest event of the summer. If you like Summer Slam, you're going to love the Summer of Champions go down. It's going to have some of the biggest matches of all time. The team captains, the roster members of those 5-on-5. I know you and Sharmell are in your respective war rooms. The Queen hasn't even been home in like a week. Is that true, Book? The Queen hasn't even been home in a week.
That's true.
Y'all are game planning, and I know the winner of this match gets full control of Reality of Wrestling. So you don't want to miss it if you can be there in person.
Yeah, well, like I said, I lead by example. I will be in the middle of that ring, calling shots. Okay, I will be making my return and stepping back inside the square circle as team captain of Team Booker. And trust me, we won't be holding any punches, King Booker. Not King Booker, Team Booker. We will not be holding. I went into my alter ego there. We will not be holding any punches come July 9th. I just want to let Sharmell know it's all about business and taking care of it. I built Reality of Wrestling from the ground established 2005. I built Reality of Wrestling with these hands alone, and I will defend it to the end. So I just want her to know that. I know she's listening. I know she's listening.
Flex on them one time, Book. Just show them what they have to deal with inside the
Bam.
square circle. 57 years of age. Body beautiful. Body beautiful.
Ah!
Who would say that to you in the gym? Somebody used to say body beautiful, right?
My workout partner, Daryl Bates.
Daryl
Back in
Bates.
the day when I first started working out, body beautiful, baby, body beautiful. Daryl Bates out there, big ups to my man, who literally put me on that track as far as getting in the gym and really grinding on a regular. And I was probably 24? Actually, I was about 20 years old, about 20. And Daryl Bates put me on, and Daryl had the sweetest calves, man. I mean, literally, man, like heart-shaped calves with just meat, I mean, the ladies, man, the brother used to run the ladies crazy back in the day, you know what I mean? So, yeah, I'm still representing, OG, still represent. You know, one of my boys back in the day, God rest his soul, he definitely up there with some of the greatest bodybuilders in the world. Silver Cloud. Silver Cloud taught me a lot back in the day about, getting in the gym and really, there again, sculpting the body, you know what I mean? Carved out of granite, baby. Those were the words that was thrown around, back in my pumping iron days. Yeah.
Well, there you go. Heart-shaped calves is the funniest thing you've ever said.
No, I'm serious, bro. I mean, it was beautiful, man. Upside down, a heart-shaped calf. You know what I mean? It was nuts, man. What?
I just never thought you'd be like, he had these heart-shaped calves. They were just so. You should have seen them,
bro. I'm serious, man. You put a little baby all on them. You know what I mean? And I'm telling you, the ladies, man, would go crazy over his
like not only the ladies. It sounds like you like those heart.
Bro, I got pretty good calves myself, but it was all because of there again. Daryl, he taught me you work three sides of the calf. You work the front, you work the inner, and you work the outer, and you do 10 reps with each. And so it's a set is 30. And I tell you, it's not easy, bro. If you do this exercise, you're gonna be trembling. Your body's gonna be shaking to the point to where you just gotta stop. But it's a sensation that you want to get over and over and over. Because you want that body beautiful look. You know what I mean? Yeah, I'm talking about, dark brown skin, darker than smoother than a Hershey bar.
I don't know where you come up with this stuff. We have several super chats again, and we will be answering them all, and we'll be making all the headlines on all the wrestling websites for the rest of eternity. Just so everybody out there knows.
Oh my God.
We will be getting into it. And again, if you want to take a quote, make sure it's just quoted. That's all we ask for. It's very simple. It's very simple book. Just quote.
And I heard Danielson is going to be out of this Forbidden Door thing.
I was reading that too.
I was reading that, but I heard he was going to be on the show tonight on Dynamite. So maybe it's a swerve. I'm just wondering. But if that's the question, if Daniel Bryan is out of perhaps this big pay-per-view, the Forbidden Door, what do you think that do for the company? What do you think that leaves the company?
It's a big blow, and I hate to even say it, but I think this Forbidden Door show has been a little snake bit, to be quite frank with you. I mean, first you have CM Punk go down, the new champion. Okada, who is a big star for them, goes down. He's not. I think his wife's pregnant or something like that, and he can't make the show anymore. Then you, of course, had Bryan Danielson. I mean, the cavalcade of talent that's not going to be available for the show. I mean, there's a lot of names, right? A lot of names. So some of the draw, the star power there is lacking. They're putting together some compelling stuff, as best they can. And I kind of feel for him, to be honest with you, Book. You had this great vision for this big crossover show, and then you have one of the worst runs of talent injuries in recent memory.
Yeah.
Right. Like you said, and again, the whole Jeff Hardy thing goes down with him. He was already hurting before that. This would be, though, a good moment to heat up some of your other talent, right? Because I haven't heard, what's his name? Darby Allin hasn't been anything meaningful in a little bit. This would be a good time to put a spotlight on a guy like that. So you know better than anybody. I mean, it's how you got your television title run, right? Somebody went down, so you stepped into that position.
Yeah.
But as far as the show goes, yeah, the star power in the show is hurting.
Yeah, definitely. I'm wondering how they're going to fix the thing and really pull off something, spectacular. Because I think AEW is really predicated on the wrestling matches. Going out there, really taking that crowd to a point to where, they're totally off into that mode to where it's like stage diving. Everybody going crazy. You know what I mean? The chants. You know what I mean? The chants are big over there. So you need those over the top matches to actually create that aura. So yes, I'm just wondering how this thing's going to play out. Like you say, big stars out. CM Punk's down. Jeff Hardy's out. Danielson. It's a couple other guys. Is Adam Cole? Is he going to be in this thing?
I don't think Adam Cole's going to be there either. At least last I heard, still dealing with an injury of some kind. So
yeah,
a lot of guys down. I think somebody in the chat said Sting is back. I don't know if Sting's going to have any involvement on the show. We'll see. We'll see. You have look, they're putting together the best card that they can with the talent that they have. I remember back at I think it was WrestleMania.
What is the card?
Well, you know what? That's a good point. Why don't we bring that up? Why don't we bring up the full AEW Forbidden Door card? See what we can find as far as the full matches here. Okay, there's according to Bleacher Report. So you have Will Ospreay and Orange Cassidy.
No, let's stop there for a second. Did we talk about Will Ospreay the other day?
I don't know if we did.
I don't think we talked about Ospreay.
No, he's been on AEW the last couple of weeks.
And that's something we've been waiting on for a long time as far as the arrival of Will Ospreay. I didn't see his first match in AEW.
It was on Rampage.
I heard he lost that match. I heard he was in a tag match. I heard he lost it. Then again, I don't know why that happened, but I did get a chance to see the match with Dax Harwood. And I'm gonna tell you right now, man, I've been waiting on the arrival of Will Ospreay. I've been waiting to see this kid here in the States. I had the interview with him, and I've watched him work over the years, and I've always said, man, this guy's he's talent. He's definitely talent. And then I got a chance to see him in Harwood, and I go, man, this damn Harwood is good. You know what I mean? It totally flipped the script on me when I was watching that match, from watching Will Ospreay to watching Dax Harwood. I must give him props, man. I know me and Dax, we've had our words back and forth. But I'm a man's man. I really am. I'm a man's man. And that dude, he is the epitome of the wrestler, the guy that's going to go out there and literally, I talk about guys, learning this business, and I say it's like, taking an engine apart, then, you put it back together, and you still got like 5 pieces over there, that go on the engine, and you don't know where they go, but you got the engine totally complete, put back together, but you still got those 5 pieces. And then you put the key in the ignition, and then you turn it, and it cranks, and you go, oh man, it sounds pretty good. It sounds pretty good. You know what I mean? You're feeling good about yourself. And then you get on the road, and you get on the highway, and the motor just fall apart. You know what I mean? And then you realize those 5 parts was for something. Harwood, he don't leave no parts out the engine, man. He put that son of a gun back together complete and try to make everything make sense. A lot of guys in AEW can definitely learn from, that dude, because he is nothing but wrestling personified. And I just want to give him his props.
All right. Hell yeah. Well, yeah, obviously I think FTR, one of the best tag teams in all wrestling right now, and Dax Harwood. Both
one of the best, you know what I mean? I wouldn't look here, I ain't gonna put them past Harlem Heat or nothing. I know they're gonna run with that. That's what I want to run with. Stick around, guys. You're in the Hall of Fame. We'll be back in a minute. Welcome back inside the Hall of Fame, guys. We just chopping it up. What's wrong?
Yeah. No, the ship caught me off guard.
Hey man, before we get into the super chats, guys, everybody out there, everybody listen up. Myself and Brad, we look here. You know, we're a small little organization down here, right? You know what I mean? Brad and I, you know, we got a small little thing going on, all right? But we work hard. We work hard for you guys. We work hard for you guys on a weekly. Brad, how long we been doing this on a weekly?
6 years?
On a weekly, right?
Yeah.
Non-stop.
Mm-hmm.
Delivering, right?
Never missed a week.
Giving the people what they want, right?
Mm-hmm.
We need you guys help. All right, Brad and I mean, I don't, if anybody out there know about these bots and how to get these bots working, hey, we can use them. Brad and I in the Hall of Fame in Reality of Wrestling, we are about 15,000 subscribers away from 600K. Okay, guys, we need you. We need you guys. We need everybody to get their bots working to get those 15,000, because once we get those 15,000, it's like the algorithm. It's gonna kick in, and we're gonna be at 1 million before you even know it. Before you even know it, the Hall of Fame guys, we're gonna take this thing global, and we need you guys to help get it done. I just wanted to put that out there, guys. 15,000 is all we need. Let's get the bots working.
And 2 years ago, we were at 29,000. Just how much we've grown since then. You know, it's insane. Yeah, we need the bots working. We need you to subscribe, comment, click share, subscribe to the podcast too. We put out a podcast almost every single day of the week. There's always bonuses there that you can get. So make sure
you know what, man, we're gonna just start cursing too on it.
You ready to get these super chats? We are on the radio. I know people report this show as a podcast, but it is a radio program. That we do 4 nights a week.
The thing is, we just can't just throw a lot of curse words in there just to make up time. It's like a rapper. You know what I mean? A rapper say the N-word just because he's trying to make up some time a lot of times. A rapper told me that. You know what I mean? Actually, a rapper here in Houston actually told me, that's why he does stuff like that. So my thing is this, guys. Let's keep it rolling.
Yeah, well, okay. Well, we're addressing any and everything. So if you want anything in the chat, put it in the super chat. We'll talk about it. The first one comes from DJ1491, who says, "Don't tell me," this is what he's saying, "the most boring champion of all time, Adam Page, was coming at Uncle Book. Tell me he didn't just say that." And of course, he's referring to a tweet that went out yesterday by the former AEW World Champion, who commented, "When I'm old and retired," and I'm paraphrasing, "I hope I don't have some SA podcast where all I do is bury the young talent." Now, before you even address Book, let me just say, when I read that, I see why people drew lines to think that maybe he was discussing you. But one thing that I do know is, if anybody's focused on the younger talent and put over the younger talent, it's Booker T. But anyway, you can go ahead and address it if you'd like.
Hangman Adam Page, he didn't say my name, okay? And I know he might be, I don't know, he could be friends with Adam Cole, and he definitely, if a friend of mine, I might want to come to his aid and whatnot. But I honestly agree with everything that Adam Page said. Everything, 100%. As far as being an old guy talking about crapping on the young guys. I always tell Brad, whenever you see me becoming that guy, shut me down, bro. Because I don't want to be bitter about these young guys doing their thing and the way they come up. But I do want to say this just to add to that. I don't want anyone to think that I'm body shaming anyone, and it's been a lot of that. That thrown around, a lot of, people saying, body shaming and whatnot. I've never said that myself personally, but it's a lot of people saying it. I don't believe in running people down or anything like that. I look in to build people up more than anything. And a lot of people are saying, creating a lot of drama around this Adam Cole thing is because it's the way they feel, and they want to use Booker T to actually get that message out there. I just want, it to be known that I love this business. Okay. I think just as much as, the next guy that has put in time and to still keep it a certain way. I believe in that too. I've even heard, stuff talked about, just say for instance, Wrestler's Court, and they're stupid and this and that, whatnot. Well, Wrestler's Court was a way we entertain ourselves and the way we patrol the locker room, to a certain degree in a entertaining way. And the person that was, on trial, was it entertaining for them? Perhaps in a lot of ways. In a lot of ways, it perhaps wasn't. But that's what the business was, and I'm saying that because a lot of layers of the business, over the years have been torn down. I go back to just say, for instance, the Young Bucks and the Booker T situation, the handshake situation.
Right.
Just that right there alone took the social media world by storm, and it became, almost combative to the point to where, the Young Bucks fans versus Booker T fans. And I'm like, this is freaking ridiculous. How hard is it to pay homage to the generation that came up before you? Not saying that they didn't pay homage to me or anything like that. Just like when I talked to, those guys, they say, man, man, we was out of place. We didn't know what the hell. So it was a whole lot going on that day. And the reasons why they didn't do what it could have been anything. And the thing is, I don't even think when I said they didn't shake my hand, I don't even think I was making that an issue, but that's what the sites made an issue. So my thing is this, I'm all about the young guys. I'm all about pushing the young guys to the next level. I got a wrestling school established in 2005. My show, Reality of Wrestling, if you haven't checked it out, check it out. It's a bunch of young guys that's trying to get in this business. Right now, I think I got about 4 to 5 young guys, young girls that's not even 18 years old that signed up to my school, Reality of Wrestling. So I'm all about the young guys. And there's a lot of guys out there, if you want to hear them trash AEW and all the AEW guys on a regular basis, they're out there. All you got to do is just click. And I wonder why don't those guys get reported on? I wonder that.
And I wonder it myself. And to echo your sentiments about bigging up the next talent or the next generation of guys. I mean, we're just on here about Riddle. You've said many positive things about MJF. I mean, there's a litany of people from both companies that you've praised their abilities, the Young Bucks included, right? I mean, we had the Young Bucks on this show right before they started AEW, right after All In. And we talked about their style and the whole handshake thing and we bigged them up. And just for everyone out there, I mean, talk about the next generation. I got some names to throw at you. Roxanne Perez, Blake Cortez, Jimmy and Jay Uso, Athena, AQA, Kylie Ray, Gino Medina, and MLW. Those are just a couple of names off the top of the head.
Don't forget, did you say Mace?
Mace in WWE.
Did you say Duke Hudson?
Duke Hudson. There you go.
Look here.
Oh, wait. Sammy Guevara.
Look here. There's been so many young guys that have come through Reality of Wrestling because that's what it's about. It's not about bringing in old talent. We don't have old talent in reality. I'm the oldest talent in reality.
Considerably.
By design. But it's about bringing in young guys, young girls, trying to, show them how this business is, as well as teaching some etiquette as far as the way the business, has always been run. Because I tell my students, and it's something I always told myself as well. You got to know how to make it in the locker room before you can actually make it in the ring. There's so many different facets to this business that you got to be aware of. And that's what we try to teach our young guys and our young girls. So my thing is, I don't ever want people to think that this show or you and I, we're about, running these young guys down. Constructive criticism, like I said, as far as Adam Cole goes, and him getting injured, maybe getting a little bit more muscle on him might help him. I stand by that. I don't run from that. And I'm not going to hide anywhere. And anything, I know we got to take a break. Anything that I could say on this show, I could say it in somebody's face. Okay. Because first of all, I'm not trying to run them down. And second of all, I'm big enough and bad enough to step on some toes and keep on walking, Jack. Stick around. You're in the Hall of Fame. We'll be back in a minute. You're worth it.
13 years, the King of Solar Screens has been an industry leader, and we proudly use 100% American-made products. Home of the $55 any size, any color solar screen.
Well, what about arches?
$55.
What about circles?
$55.
What about rectangles?
$55.
Any size, any color, installed free. The King of Solar Screens, on time, every time.
Now, can you dig that, sucker? Can you dig it, sucker? Welcome back inside the Hall of Fame, y'all. People try to check you in right now. People checking in, trying to see what's going on. But heck yeah, man. Where we at, man? I know
we have a ton more super chats to get to. Then I want to get to them and just to go off what you were saying in that last segment.
But as far as me being 245 pounds of romping, stomping, great, digging destruction,
Jack,
big enough to step on some toes and keep on walking, Jack. That's what you want to talk about? Me stepping back inside the square circle? That's what you want to talk? What do you want to talk about?
I wanted to talk about, if we're going to promote stuff, I do have 2 books available right now on Amazon.com. Back from the Future, Celebration of the Greatest Time Travel Story Ever Told. Bond, James Bond, exploring the Shaken Stirred history and Flames.
It's your own show to plug this stuff.
I do. But they just happen to be on the desk. No, but I do want to say also, because I just wanted to piggyback one thing that you said. I as well. First of all, I'm in no place to body shame anybody, nor have I body shamed anybody. And I disavow all the people on the internet who are criticizing somebody based solely off of their appearance. There's no place for that. Again, our conversation was in reference to Adam Cole's injury and what could prevent him from being injured in the future. We were talking about the schedule of AEW and how that might not be the issue. Maybe it's the style, but that's neither here nor there. I just wanted to piggyback that as well and just disavow all those comments as well, Book. But enough of that. Should we move on? Let's move on.
Let's move, man.
Oh, man. Y'all had to give me a name. Yagura Yizamat. I'm so sorry. I hope that I did my best. It says Booker T and Brad. Hello and happy Wednesday. Well, happy Wednesday.
Hey, we appreciate it. Yeah, today is Wednesday. Happy Wednesday, dog. Hopefully you're having a cooler Wednesday than we are, because it's hot here in the H.
Brother. Yeah. It's 6 o'clock and it's still 93 degrees.
I went outside last night about 3 o'clock in the morning because my dog wanted to get up butt naked. It was hot. I'm just.
This is from with your heart-shaped caps. This is from Roger McCallamont. Who says, "Hey guys, I'm from Belfast, Northern Ireland. Do you think Fit Finlay should be in the Hall of Fame at some point? Also, have you wrestled in Belfast? First of all, love the Irish people. We all know Booker. My family immigrated from the great country of Ireland. But what do you think of Fit Finlay? That's a Hall of Famer, if not even for what he did behind the scenes."
Yeah, excuse me. Yeah, Fit, man. He's definitely a Hall of Famer, okay? Without any shadow of a doubt, Fit Finlay's a Hall of Famer. I got a chance to have the Fit Finlay experience a few times. And I must say, I wasn't a fan of Fit Finlay in the ring, his working style or anything like that. Just because when you was wrestling someone like Fitz Hughes, you had to be ready. I hear these guys talking today, as far as having matches and want to have a 5-star match. Fit didn't think about that kind of stuff. Only thing Fit thought about was beating the hell out of you.
So he wasn't fun to wrestle.
No. Fit Finley. I remember one time I wanted to fight Fit Finley. I literally wanted to fight Fit Finley one time. And I'm a guy who don't like telling stories, but I'm gonna just tell this story because I'm just every time I get a chance to talk about how real wrestling was back then. I'm gonna talk about it. And I remember you see these guys do that back kick, kick somebody in the back today, and I don't want to get into all the mechanics and whatnot, and then you hear a big sound go like this right here. It just sounds like that, a big slap. And back then when Fit Finley kicked you in the back, it sounded like that. It just sounded like that. When he kicked me in the back so hard, I hurt for maybe 2 weeks. And I remember after the match, and we came, I've always been one to never want to get into confrontation in the ring or anything like that. But it behind the curtain, I'm always going to, say something. And I remember telling Fit Finley, I say, bro, if you ever kick me like that again, we're going to fight. And I was so serious. I said, if you ever kick me like that again, we're going to fight. And I wouldn't have did it in the ring. I would have made sure it happened backstage. And I don't know if he remembers this or not, but then again, I'm quite sure, he probably remembers it. But it never happened again. And I must say, I wouldn't have been the king I became without Fit Finley, as well as William Regal, along with my queen. All of that was just perfect. Having someone like Fit in my court, because I knew what Fit could do. I knew exactly how dangerous he was, So and William Regal as well. Those guys were like thugs, and they were the best thugs that I could ever have as King Booker. So to have Fit Finley in my corner at that time, but Fit, he's always been top notch. Always been, real to the game, and you just had to be ready to fight when you was in there with Fit Finley. That just was part of it.
100%. Fit Finley, Hall of Famer. This guy named Alex says, I think a lot of people forget that you look at things and give opinions from a behind-the-scenes point of view, not strictly from a fan's point of view. Alex, man, Book, have we not talked about that? How, you look at things from an expert analysis. I looked at things from maybe more of a fan's analysis, just based on our backgrounds. I grew up a fan. You worked in the business and have continued to for 30.
I mean, every time you and I talk about something, you'll tell me, just like the unification thing, and you have your opinion on it. And then something happened, like, what has happened here as of late. And then I'll give you, my opinion on, well, this is the reason why. And then you go, well, I see your point. You know what I mean? So I'm always going to talk about it from, a person that has been in the trenches perspective. I'm never going to talk about it, like the fans do or anything like that, because fans have their stars that they like. Mm-hmm. and they no matter what you say, that person can't do a whole lot of wrong. I get that, but I'm never going to look at it and talk about it from I give a personal opinion on it. I'm going to give an opinion on it from perspective of being one that has walked in those shoes and know exactly what's going on here, as well as, there again, I know the business is changing too. So a lot of stuff that, was relevant to me, a lot of times today, they don't want to make it that relative, just say, for instance, tag team wrestling in WCW and tag team wrestling in AEW. It's two totally different things. Mm-hmm. And I can't tell these guys that, hey, man, this ain't the way you do it, because they're going to say, man, this is the way we've created it. This is the way we do it. You understand what I'm saying? So
yeah. I mean, it's like the way Michael played in '96 is different from the way Steph Curry plays in 2022.
And every other basketball team.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? As far as playing in the paint now, shooting outside the three, so everything is relative to be debated, of course, you know what I mean? And A lot of stuff worked back then, still work today.
Absolutely. Let's go to one from the Gav Noor. Okay, he's talking about advising Sasha Banks. Would you advise Paige to join AEW? Bless up Booker.
Yeah, I would. I would love to see Paige on a big stage. You know, if she's going to do it here, if she's not going to be in WWE, definitely. I can see Paige doing some really, really good stuff there. I really can. And there again, you know, people might comment, about Sasha, big news, just because I don't look at Sasha the way I look at Paige. I look at those two totally different. I don't look at Sasha like I look at Naomi. I don't look at any of the girls the same. You know what I mean? So it's just a matter of seeing something and what can we get out of this? Would that be big for AEW to have someone like Paige, walk out that curtain? Man, like I say, Paige is a star, man. She's a star, bona fide. Just that smile alone, you know what I mean? I'm serious, dog. That little dimple in between her chin. I'm serious, man. She's money, you know what I mean? So she could definitely make impact.
Oh, yeah. Well, here's the thing. AEW gets, let's just say they get paid. Let's say they get Sasha Banks, right? Then you got some real star power there that you can give the proverbial, what do we call it? The rub, right?
Yeah.
To some of the other women who haven't been as established on a major level.
Yeah. But hold on a second, though. Hold on a second. I wouldn't want to see Paige go there and have a death match.
No.
I'm not gonna want to see Paige go there and have a ladder match. So it's a lot of pros and cons to going to AEW. AEW style of work is not conducive to someone like Paige as well.
Who has had injury because there are a lot of high action, high velocity, high impact.
People want to see you jump. Look how old Sting is.
60 something.
And his ass just jumped off something, didn't he?
Yeah. Hey, let him jump.
He threw about 3 or 4 tables, didn't he?
It was dope.
So when you go to AEW, Jeff Hardy, he just got there, right?
Mm-hmm.
When can you jump? Okay, so.
And of course, that's the headline. Booker T advises Paige not to go to AEW because they're going to want her to jump off something. But I think there's actually truth in as far as
if they print that, I hope they print it exactly like you said it because it's true.
But she would add something to any women's division she ends up on, and if it's not in WWE, she should be.
Don't nobody want to hear the rest of that comment. We might as well move on to something else.
Well, we got to take a break.
Oh yeah, stick around, guys. You're in the Hall of Fame. We'll be back in a minute.
On the indies for a couple of years, and for me, I could not take that experience back for anything. Learning how to wrestle in front of 6 people and trying to draw emotion out of people who maybe just by happenstance came across the show, but to work with conditions where the ropes some are too tight, some are too loose, some of the rings had big dips in it, trying not to trip over the canvas, and just having that experience of working in all these different, every ring was different at every indie show that I did, and so to know that I have to put on a good show regardless of the circumstances, even if the ring doesn't show up and I have to wrestle on a gymnasium floor, hoping for the best, it really helped shape my ability to be able to think on the fly and made me who I am today.
What's up, this Booker T, 2-time Hall of Famer. I know you're checking out the Shine, checking out the Gloss. I want to thank you guys for checking out Row on YouTube. Hey, don't forget to click and subscribe to check out all the latest content right here each and every week. Now, can you dig that, sucker? Can you dig it, sucker?
You're listening to the Hall of Fame. Here's Booker T and Brad Gilmore.
Welcome inside the Hall of Fame. I'm Booker T, 6-time world champ, 2-time Hall of Famer. Got my man Brad Gilmore here with me. And we're here on a hot Wednesday. ESPN 97.5, 92.5. Bringing it to you guys, giving you your champagne wishes and caviar dreams. And man, the hotline is hot right now. It's Super Chat City here inside the Hall of Fame today. And we just talking everything sports and entertainment. Of course, we got a big boxing match on the horizon, as well as some UFC combat action going down real soon. But let's what we got, Brad? What we got?
Keep it rolling because we got Super Chat City, as we said. This is from Hetty Murphy.
Eddie Murphy.
Hetty Murphy. Do you think when Stephanie or Triple H get control of WWE that we will see Forbidden Door moments similar to AEW? Of course, this has been a big topic of conversation. Stephanie McMahon is the interim CEO of the WWE after Vince has stepped down due to the investigation. And also Triple H, it was said today, went down to the NXT Performance Center, said, I'm back. So, a lot of people are talking about creative control. So, yeah, I mean, say Vince stays out of the picture. Say he's not in WWE anymore after all of this craziness. Do you think that Triple H and Stephanie would be open to cross-promotional opportunities?
I can't speak for Stephanie and Triple H or anything like that, and I don't even want to speculate on what those guys would do. Okay, but I wouldn't. Okay, I wouldn't be thinking about cross-promoting or anything like that. I'll be thinking about one thing, putting these guys out of business if possible. But I wouldn't be thinking about doing a cross promotion. That's just my thing.
Well, yeah, I mean, if they mean cross promotion like between WWE and AEW,
yeah. If we're talking about doing some stuff with AEW, that's not going to work for me from a business model perspective. I'm just saying, just because it's always going to be some conflict there somewhere down the line. It's never going to be roses, just like we were talking about in AEW when it was 100 executive producers. And I was like, man, that thing's not going to work forever like that. They're going to have to scale that thing back, sooner or later, because somebody's going to get ticked off sooner or later. It just, you can't be friends in those situations.
When you're making creative decisions, and that's why Tony Khan now is the only guy making the calls, right?
Exactly my point. It's no way you can. I mean, it's no way I could have 5 people at Reality of Wrestling trying to call the shots.
No,
it's no way. Kevin writes the script. I get it. I look over it. We get together in the war room. You and I, Kevin, pretty much, and that's the way it goes down. But who has the final say? I do.
Yeah.
Every time I have the final say. But I can be persuaded. I can be convinced. And that's what you guys are there for. So in business, it's someone always got to be running the show. Bottom line.
Yeah. Well, no, and in a cross promotion like between like AEW and WWE, I never see that happening, no matter who's in the driver's seat.
Yeah.
Now WWE in the past has done stuff with different promotions. I think they did some with New Japan back in the day. They've done stuff with different Lucha Libre organizations. They did stuff with the NWA at one point. They did stuff with ECW at one point.
Well, look, I mean, when you're doing stuff, and it's going to be on a small scale, that's one thing. But when you got a rival just like WCW and WWF, I could never see those two companies working together or anything like that ever. Just because, but like a company like AAA, and I'm trying to broaden my horizon as far as attention, in that part of the world. Let's do something. I remember Conan when he first came to the States, when he first came to WCW. You don't remember this, but Conan was like a god, and to have Conan in the States, and to have that cross promotion from Mexico, it was unbelievable. So I get it, I understand it. That's what the UFC model is right now, having stars from around the world to be able to capture, so many, opposed to just the United States.
Yeah. So I mean, we shouldn't even say if. when, because at some point Vince McMahon won't be in charge of creative for WWE, whether that's through what's going on now or through he retires or through he retires by his body given out, if you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
At some point, there's got to be somebody to take over, and we'll see what their creative path does. But WWE's been very successful being a sole proprietor and not needing to do a lot of crossover. You know, like this year in the Royal Rumble, they had Mickie James come out as the Impact World Champion. That was really cool. Like cool moments like that, sure. In a Battle Royal and a Royal Rumble, yeah, I could see them say, hey, that'd be cool to bring such and such over there, a free agent right now or whatever. But
Yeah.
anything more than that, I don't see it. This is from Mick Mack. My favorite match of all time is Booker T versus Kurt Angle, April 2005 house show in Australia. You guys tore the house down. I'll never forget that match.
Appreciate that. I really do. Australia represent. Working with Kurt Angle, I always say was a really, really great time for me. We never got a chance to really finish our angle on television. But we had some really, really good house show matches. And Kurt and I was all about going out and just really, really performing. It wasn't like a lot of ha-ha or anything like that. It was just going to be a bunch of work. So yeah, man, I appreciate that. Kurt Angle was definitely one of the highlights of my career. I just wish, I could have had a chance to work with him a whole lot more, especially like in TNA. Never got a chance to work with Kurt Angle in TNA the whole time I was there. Him and I never got in the ring and really scrapped it out or anything like that. So yeah, man, all time, one of the all-time greatest.
We have another one here from Gianni Versace who says, much love all the way from Montreal, Booker. My brother is a big fan. Can you say happy birthday and shout out a King Booker to my brother Flaubert or Flaubert? I'm sure Flaubert.
Big shout out to Flaubert from the King Booker, the most noble, the most revered king of them all.
Where's our next one? We're skipping over some here. Oh, here it is. This comes from Mick Mack, who says, I never agree on you said Bischoff doesn't deserve the Hall of Fame. Oh, yeah, I remember that years ago.
I said, wait a minute. I retracted that.
Yeah.
I retracted that. I know you probably didn't hear that part. You know what I mean? I thought about it. And that's what the Hall of Fame is. You know what I mean? Writers normally, sometimes people don't get in on the first ballot. Sometimes they don't get in on the second. That right. Third one, you really, really got to think about it because, I think it's three times, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah, baseball. And you really got to think about it and say, man, should I let him in? You know what I mean? It's a Hall of Fame. It's a damn shame. Let him in. That's the way I felt about Eric Bischoff. Now, did I say that? I did say that in the beginning, but like I say, I think I retracted that.
Yeah, that was retracted. Kai Toenail says, Riddle just came off a great match with Roman only to go to Raw and catch 2 beatdowns. Do you think he should stop fighting or standing up for Randy and now Cody and start fighting for himself on a singles run? Yeah, he lost to Omos in a Money in the Bank qualifier.
Who should lose to Omos, though? Come on.
Huh?
I say who shouldn't lose to Omos?
Just because of his size?
I'm just saying, if you lose to Omos, you lost. It shouldn't be a big deal or anything like that.
I wouldn't have. I didn't like that he lost to Omos. Like
it's not. Look here. It's not like I liked it or anything like that. Yeah. But I always look at matches and can go, man, is it a possibility? When I lose this match, people can believe it. And I think losing to Omos, I think so. But what was I saying there? What was that? You threw me off.
We're talking about Riddle.
Riddle. Riddle has put himself in a position by going out there and having such a great match like that. The sky is going to be the limit for Riddle. We know we can put the rocket on him. We know we can put Riddle in a spot right now. I mean, he passed all the tests in that match with Roman. As far as him losing, there again, it's not something that I like or anything like that. But I do think I don't think it's going to hurt him. I don't think it's going to hurt him or anything like that. I really think Riddle is a guy that, for me, stepped up. And there again, I've never had a whole lot of good things to say about Riddle. But I watched Riddle go out and perform at a very, very high level. But I watched him do the promo leading up to the match, and what Riddle was able to accomplish was getting some emotion out of the fans, talking not about himself but about his friend Randy, and he's used that to the utmost. It's gotten him to this point. I honestly believe that. It was just one. It was one thing that he had said, and I was like, man, I wish he would have changed the way he said that and said it this way. I think it would have been a little bit better when he was doing that promo here or there. But I do see Riddle evolving in such a way that, the wrestling is one thing, but making people feel is something totally different. And I think that's where Riddle is really beginning to pick up at.
Yeah, no, I like what Riddle's been doing as of late. I mean, I really think that he has come into his own. I'll be honest with you, like even a little bit of his character when he was in NXT, I found to be like a little goofy, but it grew on me. It really did. And now, like you said, he can cut a promo that'll get you in the room. And those are the kind of guys that succeed really well in WWE, are the ones who can cut the promo when it needs to be serious and sell a match and also entertain you in a goofy fashion. Those are the guys that make money there. So my hat's off to him.
Yeah.
I think we got to take a break.
Yeah, we do got to take a break. I think that the one part, I hope nobody picked this up, but I think he had said, Randy, Randy is my bro, and I love you, Randy. I just wish he would have said, and Randy, I can't think of it, man. See, you messed me up, Brad. You messed me up. Stick around. You're in the Hall of Fame. We'll be back in a minute. I'll think of it on the way back. You're worth it.
Walker Texas Ranger handles the bad guys with a roundhouse kick. I'm Jim Walker, Walker Texas lawyer. I handle the insurance companies with a roundhouse kick to the wallet. If you've been injured in a car, truck, or motorcycle accident, give me a call at 713-552-1117 or visit my website at walkertexaslawyer.com. You'll be glad you did. Why would you call anyone else?
Can you dig it, sucker? Shut up. Welcome back inside the Hall of Fame. We're just talking sports entertainment right now. Just talking about Randy Orton, Riddle. I think the promo was not the promo, but just the ending line where he said, "I love you, Randy." I thought he should have said, "I love you, bro." You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know, that right there that's Riddle with the bro. Right. So I was like, man, he just missed a moment right there when he said that. That right there is for me. It's crazy. Out of the whole promo, that's what stick out to me. Something that small, because I know it would have changed just the tone of it just a bit. And that's what.
That's a great line. That's been a great line.
Yeah.
Ringside Mayhem Pod TV says, "Hey, what's up, King Booker? Hope all is well. Can't wait to see you at PCW Ultra next month. You're awesome, and it was a blessing and an honor to meet you. It will be a blessing and honor to meet you."
Awesome. Yeah, man. I was just I got to cut a promo for those guys on my way there. It's gonna be awesome, man. It's gonna be awesome. Get a chance to hang out. 5-time champ. Tell some stories, man. Let me know what was good about the career. Let me know what their favorite match was, because that's the cool part about when I get a chance to go out on the road is get up close and personal, with the fans and talk about whatever. I think when I do like some of the conventions, the best part for me is the Q&A. And normally I have a Q&A for like about an hour, and room just fill up and they just ask questions. And it gets so serious sometime in that room. And it's almost like one of those moments to where the show is over and you're getting a chance to see that bonus clip of the guys doing some stuff that nobody else can see them do, you know. So for me, getting a chance to do that has always been cool. So, hey, man, get ready for the 5-time champ. It's going to be good.
Awesome. Alex Cosentino says, back when you came back in 2011, were negotiations only for the Rumble, or was the program with Cody Rhodes part of the deal? How did that come about?
No, the thing with Cody Rhodes, no, that was a part of the deal or anything like that. I was just coming back for the Rumble. I wanted to work with Cody Rhodes. I wanted to like have my last match in the ring in WWE, kind of, you know, with Cody. Even though not knowing that was going to be my last, you know, run in WWE, even though I came back and did some stuff with Team Teddy and whatnot after that. But from a singles perspective, I wanted to put Cody over. I always thought Cody was at the same level as, you know, Seth Rollins, Batista, and all of that other group that came out, you know, John Cena and all that. I always thought Cody was just as talented, you know, as those guys. You know, of course, WWE is, they're character driven, and we know that WWE has always been character driven, and you know, and then you got Goldust, and you know, and then you got his brother. You know, I mean, what about Stardust? You know, it's an idea, and I'm sure when it first happened, Cody was probably like, man, I don't know, but then Cody was probably like, let me see exactly what I could do with this. And you saw Cody went out and played that character to the end. He did not sleep on Stardust. He did not phone in Stardust. He tried his best to get that character over. It just didn't work for him. But for me, I always knew Cody was talent, and I wanted Cody to beat me 1, 2, 3 in the middle of the ring as I look up at the lights, and hopefully it elevated him. You know what I mean? I think it did, but I think those matches that I had with Cody is the guy that he wanted to be. And he didn't get a chance to do that. He still wanted to be Stardust. And I think that's why Cody left. But I do know the Shakespearean classics that he sat under the learning tree watching and listening to from the master. He learned a lot from it. And I watch him now, and I know he knows all about, you know, he knows the Shakespeare.
Oh yeah, no, his match style is so different. If you look at like last time he worked as Stardust in WWE versus his match with Seth at Mania, just look at the last 2 Mania matches he had in that same building, and it's just like night and day. Jules says, shout out to King Booker. So there you go. Manny Fresh 369. Manny Fresh 369. Damn girl, fine. People are just bringing up Booker T name because this show is legit fire and the truth. Love you, Booker and Brad. Keep on keeping it real from San Antonio, Texas.
You know, that's the problem, man. People can't stand the truth. You know, people feel like, you know, anything you say these days has got to be filtered through a board before it can actually go out. You know, I mean, I'm serious. It's
you have to focus group it first, yeah.
I mean, come on, you know. So for me, I appreciate that, because here on this show, there again, everything that I say, I can't speak for Brad. You know what I mean? I'm willing to say to somebody's face, no matter who it is, I'm willing to say it to their face, and I ain't running and I ain't hiding, because I'm 6'2.5". I'm gonna break it down to 2.5 inch tall, all right? Because somebody was pulling my stat sheet up and saying, well, he's really not 6'3". He's maybe just 6'1.5". Well, I'm 6'2.5". And right now I'm about 238 pounds of roping, stomping, grave digging, destruction jack. So I can handle myself. And that's why, and the thing is, there again, I'm not here to I'm not here to run nobody down. That's not what this show is about.
No.
If you want that, there's a lot of guys out there that's running people down on a regular basis, talking about this and that. And the thing is, it's just like it's one thing I always thought about, and I caution people to think this way too. So you never, judge a book by its cover. You never judge a book that you never read. Also, a little guy, 5'8" tall. Let me go shorter than that, because somebody might take that and go, well, who is he talking about? A guy that's 5 foot tall, and I'm 6'2", and I run up on him, and he's jumping in front of the line on me. You know what I mean? And I'm like, look, come on, little man, you need to get on to the side. He tell you, look, man, I'm in a hurry. No, little fella, you need to get to the side. And I smack him upside his head. And next thing you know, that little guy pulls something out and bang, shoot me or stab me, kill me, whatever. And you can't never judge anybody. You know what I mean? You can't never underestimate anyone in this life. So the best thing you can do is sit back and observe and try to figure out the situation before you go. My mother always told me, you ain't got something good to say about somebody, don't say it at all. And the thing is, I think that's what we're trying to do here. Trying to help somebody. All they got to do is just listen.
Yeah, that's people can take it for what it is. I mean, you can't change everybody. You know what I mean? This is from Edie Kane, Maine. Says, hope you know, Booker, Edgestone is coming for you and Gaspar.
Look, Edgestone, he's got problems. Okay, if you guys haven't checked out Reality of Wrestling, you must subscribe and do it now. If you got anybody in your family that know about bots, get them to get people to working on getting you signed up and subscribe to Reality of Wrestling to watch what actually happens to Edgestone in the future of Reality of Wrestling. I can tell you right now, being the owner and CEO of Reality of Wrestling, I don't see a bright future for Edgestone. Just like I said, that stone will crumble into 1,000 pieces by the time I'm finished with him.
Well, we'll see about that. We'll see what happens at the Summer Champions on July the 9th. Shadow Moss says, I really don't get all the AEW hate, especially knowing WWE product isn't better. Crazy. I think it all comes down to preference. I mean, I see a lot of hate for WWE. I see a lot of hate for AEW. I see a lot of love for WWE. I see a lot of love for AEW. I think it just depends on where you look and what your preference or style is. I happen to like things on both shows, and I happen to dislike things on both shows. Call me crazy, but I don't think that everything WWE does is great and everything WWE or AEW does is horrible, or vice versa. I think there's good and bad on both shows, but
Well, I'm gonna tell you right now. I look at AEW sporadically. I see a little bit of it here, a little bit of it there. I watch WWE because I got to talk about it on a regular. But I don't think I look at it enough to actually, weigh my opinion in on, especially AEW, to say, man, is this or that. But when someone, pose a question, and it's a question that I know a little bit about because I've been in the business, I might comment on it. But I don't think you don't see us reviewing AEW shows and AEW matches and what they did in the matches and the blue. We don't. I have zero time for that. Zero. Mm-hmm. Okay. But I do know if let's just say this. I do know certain things about the business just because I'm still well connected to it. You might be. You might know things. Yeah. And I know we got to take a break before we take this next super chat. We got about 15 seconds. So guys, make sure in this next 15 seconds, I might as well get a plug in. New show coming out on July the 10th on A&E, guys. Smack Talk, featuring your boy Booker T with my man Peter Rosenberg, and the person that's going to be directing all the traffic the lovely Jackie Jack Redmond. Guys, you do not want to miss out. We're going to be talking about some of the greatest superstars that ever did this and what made those guys so special. That's going to be July 10th on A&E. Stick around. You're in the Hall of Fame. What was that?
I was going to say, and big shout out to Peter Rosenberg, who just got engaged today. So shout out to our boy, Peter Rosenberg. One time.
Yeah, look at him. You know what I mean? I'm sure he upgrade. Moving uptown, man. I'm sure he's an overachiever, just like all of us. You know what I mean? So welcome to the club, Peter. Welcome to the club. Stick around. You're in the Hall of Fame. We'll be back in a minute.
About yourself, as far as that grind, how much do you actually embrace it? How much do you actually feel like that is a part of this journey?
Oh man, well, thankfully now the scene in where I'm from, I'm living in Oklahoma right now, and I wrestle in Texas. But thankfully now the scene is kind of growing with the streaming platforms, with places like Reality of Wrestling down there in Texas. You get a bigger buzz here, but for years it was hard. And so you had to get out there and travel. So there'd be many nights where I was on the road by myself, 7, 8, 9, 10-hour drives there and back, sacrificing time with my family, sacrificing time at my real job, trying to just make ends meet. But when you really love this, and I tell people this all the time, some people just love coming through the curtain. You can't just love coming through the curtain.
Yeah.
When you really love this, you fall in love with the ground. Fuego del Sol hates squats, man. I hate deadlifts. But if you really love this, you got to learn to love all of it. Every facet of it, every bit of sacrifice, every bit of time that you're losing with birthdays, loved ones, all of that.
Yeah.
When you really want it, when you really sacrifice, and when you start to see it pay off, you realize all of that is worth it and then some for this.
Can you dig it, sucker? Welcome back inside the Hall of Fame. I'm Booker T, 6-time world champ, along with my man Brad Gilmore. We just giving it to you everything sports and entertainment today. Answering all your questions. What we got, Brad?
This is from the Gav Nor, who says Riddle, AJ Styles both lost Money in the Bank qualifiers. They were contenders to win the damn thing. Also, Judgment Day relegated to main event. I just don't get it.
Yeah. I tell you, when stuff like that happen, I can't tell you why. I really can't tell you why. Because I'm nowhere near the office. People might think I am. People might, say, Booker T's got all the inside scoops. He don't. Okay, but I do know this. I do know this, and you guys can agree to disagree with me on. But WWE, as of late, have been knocking the hell out of the pay-per-views. So let's just sit back and wait and see what happens.
They've been doing great on pay-per-views. I will say not having Riddle or AJ Styles is a head scratcher.
Wait a minute. We don't know what's going to happen, though.
No.
The thing is, go ahead.
All I'm saying is at the current present juncture, as you see it, it's a bit of a head scratcher. But again, we still have another week to the pay-per-view. We'll see what happens there. As far as the Judgment Day thing, I'll be honest with you. When you take Edge out of the group, who's got such star power, it hurts. It hurts a little bit of their draw. Not saying that Damian Priest or Rhea Ripley or Finn Balor have a draw all to their own, but I wasn't shocked that they were on main event. You're rolling your head at me or whatever, but I wasn't shocked. Book. I wasn't shocked. And by the way, I hope Rhea Ripley gets better soon. She's not medically cleared for Money in the Bank to face Bianca Belair. That's going to go to Carmella.
No, my thing is, you can't win for losing sometimes.
What do you mean?
This generation, and I consider you a part of this Generation X.
I'm a millennial. Millennial. Yeah.
You're part of this. I think that's what Kendrick told me. What it was.
No, he's Gen Y.
No, is that what it is?
He's Gen Y. I'm a millennial, but
no. I'm just saying.
You're Gen X.
No, I'm just talking about how people are today. He was telling me Gen X. That's what he said. So that's you, right?
Sure.
And you guys take things. You guys take things to heart. Let's just say that.
Okay. Or a bit more sensitive.
Yeah. But I don't know. I lost my train of thought, man.
Okay. Well, let me ask you this though.
What?
Judgment Day. Like, I know you don't like to play Booker on the show.
No. I found my train of thought. People always want like instant gratification on everything, right? And your millennial group will be saying right now, if everything was different, why is Edge here? Why is he doing this?
I think
why don't the young guys get their, when are we going to start creating some young stars? And now Edge is out, and like I said, you're part of that group, and you go, the star power is gone now. You know what I mean? It doesn't feel the same. You know what I mean? People want to cry. That's what I'm talking about.
Well,
you can't satisfy anybody these days when it comes to this stuff that we do.
No. Look, I'm not saying I'm not satisfied. I wasn't calling for Edge to be out of the group. I was really liking what Edge was doing with the group. And I think that Edge being in the group is a great way to elevate new stars, right? I felt like Damian Priest felt more important than he ever had. Rhea Ripley was feeling more important than she had since she debuted, right? It felt like I got.
So how long can you keep the training wheels on?
A little bit longer than 4 weeks. It's like give me a little something, Book. You were taken aback that Edge was out of it. And then reports.
No, I was taken aback from it, but I look at this as an opportunity.
I think it's a great opportunity, so long as the opportunity is given. Because I'll be honest with you, when was the last time I watched Main Event? I can't even tell you. If I was in the building when it was being taped, that's the last time I watched it.
Look, man, it's a group perhaps that's going to take a little bit, work, put into it. All right,
and that I can see.
Maybe that's it.
That's a good point.
Maybe these guys
good point.
Needing to get reps together, opposed to just putting them out there and
letting them sink on TV.
Well, maybe that's it. You know what I mean? So
fair point.
I think it's a lot of different reasons why they were, on Main Event. I've been on Main Event a couple of times myself.
Velocity, we know you're undefeated on Velocity. For the people out there who want to know, Mick Max says, "How do I watch Raw in? I'm assuming Australia. Will JBL ever be on the show? First, you can watch it here on YouTube. Full episodes are on YouTube. If you're not in the United States to watch it on television, you can watch it on YouTube. And we're ever going to have John Bradshaw Layfield on this show?
I don't know. I don't know. One thing about me is I don't like talking about old stories. Okay, I don't like telling old stories because when people start telling old stories, they've given up. Oh, well, I don't want to say that. Because there's a lot of guys out there telling those stories.
A lot of people.
They're going to hear me. Booker T said, Bruce Pritchard has given up.
Yeah.
Bruce Pritchard's a good friend of mine. So
also the new head of talent relations. So you better watch what you're saying over there.
Yeah, exactly.
You get that 203 number.
No, I'm serious. He probably will be calling me. But no, I don't like telling those stories, man. I just don't, me and JBL, we're cool. I mean, like brothers, seriously, like tight. And, we see each other all the time at the building. We always break bread together and catering. But for me, as far as, talking old stories and going down memory lane, I still got so much stuff to create in this life. I hope so anyway, God willing. And I just don't like thinking about the past a whole lot at all.
Hey, I hear you. Question for the chat. Why are people talking about Booker and I getting into a fight? Why is this? Someone said Booker would beat the mess out of Brad. I don't know why. I don't know where that came from. Nor do I disagree with it, but I just don't know where it came from. Roland Curtis says Booker isn't alone. Lately, Barkley was disrespected / accused of hating the new generation by Kevin Durant. My generation is so sensitive. Legends have opinions too. Yeah, I saw all that stuff with. And then Stephen A goes out there and says, well, KD has more hardware than Barkley. And I'm like, well, okay. I mean, they're both phenomenal players.
Stephen A about to get in trouble.
Stephen, let's just leave it at that. Let's not even,
open
that can.
Stephen A is about to get in a whole lot of trouble.
Let's not open that can.
No, we are going to open it. I'm just saying. I'm saying it on the show right here today. Stephen A is about to get in a whole lot of trouble within the next 12 months. Remember, I said it.
Okay.
I want to say.
Okay. Eddie Kane Main says, why did Gaspar cost Edge his belt? Well, hey, if you haven't watched the latest episode of Reality of Wrestling, I think you should do that. Let's not spoil anything for people here, Book.
Yeah, we don't do that.
We don't want to do that. We don't want to do that. I want to make sure we have all of our super chats.
Yeah, we need to make sure everybody subscribe and check it out.
Subscribe and check it out. Okay, here we go. This is so far the final super chat. We have a few minutes left of the show today. Question: did you have a lot of freedom on the mic in WWE/WCW? I find that a lot of promos now sound scripted and inauthentic. Back in the day, dudes seemed real.
Well, of course, in WCW it was real. Oh, my all-time greatest blooper. Yeah, we had nothing but freedom back then to just say whatever we want. I mean, they would just put the microphone in front of our face and we just had to go. And I was just making up stuff. I remember everything that Rich Roundtree was saying on Shaft. I was just thinking about all that stuff. I mean, Rudy Ray Moore would be talking about back in anything. Iceman King Parsons, but not Brickhouse Brown. And but that was the beginning.
Yeah, Brickhouse Brown and all the stuff that you stole from him. By the way, just so you know,
I stole everything from Brickhouse Brown.
Everything.
And when I say everything, I mean everything.
Literally down to the finisher and everything. Rhea Ripley, by the way, did go down. She's not going to be there on Money in the Bank. She said brain/teeth. Can't see a brain injury. Stop being incompetent and reaching at nothing. So apparently she's got some sort of injury going into there. Carmella replaced her, so it's going to be Bianca Belair and Carmella, which, the internet coming after Carmella too.
People are always gonna hate, man. You just got to rise above it. I've seen the Carmella hate for months, pretty much. And there again, you just got to go out, keep working, and don't let no one, break your stride. I think that's what Carmella's doing.
Yeah, I mean, look, Carmella's come a long way too. I'm not going to say she's out there and she's, a Trish Stratus or a whomever you want to say, Sasha Banks, for lack of a better term, right? But I think that, she's definitely put in her work. You can see the reps.
I mean, you could tell she's put in the work. You could tell she's been training and working hard at trying to, work on her craft, and everybody's not going to be the person that you like. That's just something that, you as a performer, you got to understand that, man, because, just think about it. For me, I was like the ultimate baby face, and then I'd be wrestling Sting, and I wasn't a baby face no more. You know what I mean? So I was like, wait a minute, what the hell just happened? So it's always going to be that one that the fans are going to like just more than you. It's just part of the game,
Yeah, and you know what? Carmella, by the way, a lot of people don't even realize she's a second generation performer. You know that? I mean, her dad wrestled for the WWF back in the day.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, so she's got some credibility in this game. She grew up around it. And you know what? She does something that very few people do. You can talk about it in the ring all you want to, but she garners a legitimate reaction from people.
Well, I could just tell she's working when she's in the ring. And that right there is something that you really got to work really hard at, knowing that you're doing it and then knowing when you're not doing it. She does that very, very well. So I'm not going to sit here and give Carmella too many props at all. That's about it. I'm going to tell you right now. That's about it.
Real quick, before we leave, I know you picked Seth Rollins to win the Money in the Bank ladder match. Who do you have winning the women's Money in the Bank ladder match? You got a few names out there. You got Alexa Bliss. You got, of course, Lacey Evans, Raquel Rodriguez, and Liv Morgan. If you had to pick one of those four.
Yeah. Raquel right now, she's got something. She's got a really, really great look. And I think, something like that would do wonders for her career, and putting a rocket on her immediately. Someone like her, you don't want her to get too cold. You want to, put the rocket on her and keep her hot. So that's going to be my pick.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, I think we got to get out of here, BT.
Hey, man. Thank you, everybody, for sticking out the Hall of Fame. Rovers.
So, real quick, rolling real quick with $2. Brad, your Jen Watt. Gen Y are millennials, 82 to 96. I am a Gen Y, I guess. I didn't know that. Okay. There you go.
Hey, man, we got to get out of here, man. My dog just pushed the camera almost over. We got to get him out of here. But, Brad, I appreciate you. As always, all you guys, man, that fuel the show today. Stepped inside the Hall of Fame, got your champagne wishes, caviar dreams, and all of that. Want to thank you guys. Big ups. But we got to get out of here. And right now, peace. We out.
Sucker!